Good evening, everyone. Totally honored to be part of your life this evening. Thank you so much for sparing your time and just getting together with me as I get to share with us some of the most important things that we're going through life. As we continue, I would want to kindly just share this stream with a few people who are very part and parcel of us, and would really love to have them on board. And so, kindly just give me a minute. Today, we're going to be having quite some amazing topics. And so, not I would really love to have you not uh, go out of this place feeling that you did not gain anything. And so, Beracah Wellness is a place where we give you a safe space. You're able to ask all the questions that you have, whether anonymous or publicly, all the questions that you'd want about mental health and all. So kindly just feel free to ask any questions that you have. Feel free to write on the chat. Feel free, regardless of where you are, to engage us even more around the thoughts that you've had, questions that you've had around mental health, everything that you feel like you want to understand around mental health. This is where the questions are answered. And so kindly feel part of this family. We are praying that you're going to be able to build a family that feels together with you, a place where you feel like your needs are met, your questions are answered, and even beyond that, a place where you're going to feel that you are also a mentor to someone else. So here I have been able to share the link there. Thank you. And also here, there goes the link. Great. And so we we will continue. Anyone who knows someone who needs this, kindly just feel free to forward the link to people who may need it. Great. So I don't know where you are. I don't know how your day has been, and so probably it would be great for me just to hear how has your day been. How are you doing? Where are you? What is happening around your life? Probably that would be something great for us to get to hear. So feel free to share with us on the chat, on the comments part. Feel free just to go ahead and share with us how was your day, how have you been, and what's going on around your life. This can be anything. Probably it may be around Arsenal having lost, or Manchester United threatening, to have a comeback. It may be anything. Just share with us, because sharing is part of actually us getting to connect. And so this is important. Um, Even if you're just next to someone, just feel free to engage them and get to hear how are they doing, what's happening in their lives, and all that. It's going to make a lot of sense to a lot of people. So great. So the question, how has your day been? I think is is a question that a lot of us probably never think about, but it's one of the question that is very important. Beyond how are you, even the question around how you feeling today. It may be tired, it may be stressed. You may be probably feeling like a lot of Kenyans just here, the one that they call Hapatu, Tukotu, and all that. And I know, of course, all of us have stuff that we're handling and all that. And so today we chose to narrow it down to to understanding stress and workplace pressure. Yes, pressure. I thought I said pleasure, but yeah, probably it would also go to that. So uh, I would ask, when you're thinking about workplace pressure, um, how are you feeling today? What is your body saying? Because a lot of times, whatever your body is saying is probably one of those things that you need to pay attention to. Probably your body feels very tired, like ukiingia kwa mat, you just want to sleep. Probably there is a lot that is just going on around your family, or probably around your health. Probably there's a lot that is just around your mind and you don't know how to get by with it. So it may be something that you're able to do something about, or something that you're actually not able to do something about. So it's important for us to keep paying attention to what our bodies are saying. That's quite an important aspect of our life. So um, the let's keep thinking about and listening to our bodies. Let's keep thinking about our feelings. Let's keep paying attention to what is actually going on in our minds. If it's a lot of negative things, probably a lot of pessimism, the question would be, where is that coming from? Is there something that probably has happened to you that you have not been able to do anything about? And probably it's now come back as a lot of pessimism, feeling that you're not able to handle what is happening around you and all that. So, what is stress? And I know a lot of us probably already have um, a lot of knowledge around stress, but stress ideally is the way your body says, this is too much. Stress is ideally how your body gets to say, I can't do this anymore. And so short-term stress is normal, and short-term stress is probably what I would call eustress. Eustress is stress that is bearable. A lot of times, stress that is supposed to build you, stress that is supposed to make you feel the need to grow, because unless many times we are pushed, unless a lot of times we are put on the task, we hardly get to ask ourselves, or give ourselves that ability to grow. And so, ideally, it's very important for us to go through stress, which is short term, stress that is not. Um, uh, Stress that is not, you know, hard to maneuver through. Ideally, stress that builds us. So there is that important aspect of our lives that we need to realize, that there is stress that is actually very useful. And as that happens, of course, there is more than the issues of stress and all that. Because now, of course, when stress becomes difficult to deal with, then you start realizing there is a lot of response which is coming from your body and all that. So a lot of times, it's something important for us to ask, um, how am I feeling, like what is happening in my life, and what am I going to do about this that I am feeling. So mostly there is as well a lot that needs to be put in mind when we start talking about stress, because a lot of times I think it's been mistaken for what it is not. So ideally, what we've said is that short-term stress is okay. Now, long-term stress can drain you. It can demotivate you. It can actually take all your, strength and happiness away. And so, this is actually what we are talking about. It can even make you sick. It can actually start affecting your body and your everything that you are around. So, Common stress and common workplace triggers. What are some of these? They are unrealistic deadlines. Probably you're that place where you get a lot of work, and probably the deadlines that you're getting are actually not bearable. They are not making sense. And so you just get to that level where you're feeling, wow, this is just a lot. I don't think I'm able to hack this in this short term that I have. So short term stress is normal. But long-term stress, when this now happens over and over again, then it becomes something that we need to learn how to live with, and how to deal with as well. So unrealistic deadlines, this may actually be set by your boss, but again, it can actually be you giving those deadlines so that you impress them. As you know, they think that you're actually the person who gets stuff done. So again, it's important for you to ask yourself, I'm getting a job, I'm giving myself a task. uh, what time am I giving myself to be able to achieve this? And ask yourself, is this doable? It's okay to be assertive when you feel like a deadline is totally not possible, but then assertive in a wise manner so that, again, you don't also lose all the job. Uh, I don't know if you've realized that there are actually colleagues who can be very toxic. I don't know if you have realized that, a lot of office gossip can actually be something that drains you. And then, unnecessary competition, a lot of competition, we've been given a task and everyone is actually rushing to show, the management or the boss that we're actually the ones who are performing. We want to show detail, we want to show results at the expense of others, and this becomes hard and difficult to match and cope with. So again, that's important for us to keep in mind, that it can actually be part of a trigger of from our workplaces. It can actually be probably a coworker who keeps skiving job, and so eventually you realize that you have all the work to yourself. um, and so at the end of the day, you're actually left as a person who is doing work that is actually supposed to be for two people. So ideally, it's an important part for us to start realizing and thinking around these things around work, that they are things that would affect us, things which are important for us to pay attention to. Then there are micromanaging bosses, those statements that we keep getting, send me an update, and this may actually be any time of the day or night. And you're feeling that this is pushing you to the wall, or it's pushing you to a place that you don't want to be. So I mean, it's important for you to breathe even as you are working. It's important for you to realize that even as a boss, and you're taking care of people, give them space to breathe. And that's important. And I know there are a lot of people who are already wishing their boss was here to hear that. You know, just take a time and breathe. Honestly, the best or the worst that can happen to you is losing a job. And this is, of course, against losing your own self. So it's important for you to take care of yourself and, do that whatever the cost. Then there is work-life imbalance. Of course, you have your own personal life, you have your social life. Beyond that, you also have your life, which is beyond the work that you do. You also have life, which is beyond the church that you go to. And so ideally, all these different facets of your life need to feel balanced. So your job needs to have its place, your social life needs to have its place, your spiritual nourishment has to have its place. And so the question is always, that part where you actually feel like, I am doing this for this time, and then the rest of the time I'm supposed to do this because I have to get everything dealt with. I would dare ask, if you were a person who was going to score, 10 is best, 0 is not good at all, and you are kind of, thinking around your social life, is it getting better or is it getting worse? Are you having quality people around you? Or probably you have people who you don't actually know what to do with them. So again, it's important for you to have that in mind. Also, there is more than that, and it's important for us to also think about um, what does what is my job taking away from me? Is it worth it for me to let it go? Because it may actually be something very important as your esteem. And so, if you are letting your esteem go, what are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? Is it worth it, and all that? So again, it's important for us to think around that. And then I think I know there is a lot of job insecurity right now. And so anytime you get a text or even a call from your HR, the question is always, what is this about? When they tell you, can we talk in my office? Uh, you are there telling yourself heart attack loading, and things, go hayward in your mind. So one of the biggest questions that I want us to talk about, and of course, when we come back, we're going to talk about burnout, signs, dangers, and how to recover from burnout. But one of the questions, as we are talking about, workplace wellness, and particularly the question around understanding workplace pressure and where these triggers come from, is that question of what's your biggest workplace stressor. uh, Drop it in the comments. Just share with us. We will not ask you where you work, and even if we ask, we will not be disclosing a lot of that. Again, drop any questions already around workplace pressure that are coming into your mind. One of the things that I would say, even as we come to a close of this particular session, tonight we will still continue with signs, dangers, and how to recover. Is pressure does not lead to productivity. Actually, pressure and consistent pressure leads to toxicity in workplaces. And a lot of studies have been able to prove that a lot of pressure at work actually leads us to more than we actually want to handle. So do not think that pressure is supposed to make people perform or even be productive. The truth is, of course, uh, pressure must not be consistent, because again, it leads to toxicity. And so when we come back, we talk about burnout, signs, dangers, and how to recover. Kindly go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Kindly look for someone who needs this and just share it to around 3 people. Share the content, and as well, probably just make sure that you also click that bell around there so that you always get when we post new content. Thank you so much, and see you soon.